Hello, what is going on, guys? Hucky Guy 1 here. Welcome to my review of Dumbo 2019. So, Dumbo 2019 is directed by Tim Burton and stars Colin Farrell, Michael Keaton, Danny DeVito, Nico Parker, Finley Hobbins, and Eva Green. So, the story is about Dumbo, who ends up getting separated from his mother, has to try to fly, and he'll get all the money into so they can get money to buy his mom back, and after getting sold to a new circus with his circus being bought, he has to try and just do all these stunts and fly basically. Need to get more money. So for positives, I do think the acting was pretty good. Like Danny DeVito did a really great job in his role, as well as Michael Keaton and Colin Farrell. And the entire cast did a pretty good job for what they were given and just do the best they can, and with the script they were given, and just doing pretty well. And the CGI in this movie was really great. Like the way they animated the elephant was really well done. I really like it, and they do look like realistic elephants. So you can tell they put time into it and actually cared to try to make the CGI look good, which I do like that. And Dumbo was pretty decent in this version, and as it does kind of his determination to fly, as they still have from the original, and I still kind of like that, as it does kind of do an homage to the original there, and it's pretty well done. His character is pretty much the only one that was well done. With that said, this movie does have a lot of negatives. Like, the story of this movie is just really bad and incoherent. I mean, it's really hard to tell what the main storyline is, because they try to focus on the main humans a lot. And Dumbo kind of feels like a side character a lot in it, because of how much they try to focus on the circus owners and the kids a lot in this. So it does make it really incoherent and also pretty inconsistent from time to time. And the plot is just really bad. I mean, in the first act, it kind of has all this for Dumbo's first born, kind of shows how the circus, so how it first went in the circus. And the second act is where they get bought out, which is not good at all. And then the third act is just kind of like just ends up having that fly high on him, and then goes around and something that's kind of just he's saying to try and watch, and it's really bad at how poorly written this third act was, and it's really poorly written. And the structure of this movie is just really bad. I mean, like I mentioned earlier, it's kind of like first act, it just kind of intrusive. Everyone has Dumbo born. Second act, they get bought out. Third act, just a whole show gets put on. And it's kind of a mess, honestly. It doesn't really connect very well from point A to point B, and it's just not very well done how the structure is. And the pacing is really bad. I mean, this movie is almost an hour longer than the original, which I get. They're trying to do something different from the original, but they still felt like they were just trying to pad the runtime a lot in this movie, which makes it have a really bad pacing, and just makes it very awful, because there is a bunch of filler in this movie that doesn't really help the pacing very much, and it's just much longer than the movie really needs to be, honestly, which is just kind of makes the pacing really bad. And the direction from Tim Burton is just really bad, honestly. He wasn't the right director for this movie, as it does kind of feel more like a Tim Burton movie than it does a Dumbo movie, which once again, it would be fine if it was a better executed story, but it just doesn't really work, honestly, for how his direction goes, because it just feels like just about all of his other movies, and it just doesn't really work very often, and his direction is just a mess, honestly. And Max Medici is also kind of just focused on as more of a main character in this movie, and I find him to be a really bad character. I mean, he's just really nothing special. Basically, his character is he's a circus owner, so he has anything, and his development just doesn't really make any sense. He goes throughout, he's just like, hey, I need Dumbo because I want more money, and then all of a sudden he decides to just make somebody else be Dumbo. So it just doesn't really make any sense. That the development's just really poorly done, and it's just kind of forced, honestly, because he just feels like a circus owner that really wants money in this and really nothing else. And Hope Ferrier, like the father of those two kids, is just not good. I mean, there's also nothing really much to his character. I mean, he's a World War I veteran. That's about all we know about him. And honestly, his character as a father figure just doesn't really make any sense. He just wants to be part of the circus because he wants to protect the elephants, and it doesn't really work. His character just doesn't really work, and it's just really poorly written. And then there's really nothing much to his character, honestly. And there's like Miley and Joe, who just kind of take on Timothy the Mouse's role from the original, of kind of helping Dumbo throughout after his mother which I don't really like how they replaced Timothy Mouse, which once again, I get they're trying to do a new direction, but that these characters just aren't really well written at all. They're just kind of there and helps dumb all throughout, and that's about it. That's their characters. There's just really nothing special, and it's just really poorly written. And there's Colette, like the person who flew on Dumbo, who's honestly doesn't really have any character other than the fact that she's a part of the circus and just wants to fly on Dumbo. That's about her entire character, which makes it very bland and one-dimensional because there's nothing to her. There's Van Veer, like the main villain of this movie, which was kind of a twist villain, I guess, because he wasn't really revealed as a villain until really late in the movie. It's just really poorly written as a villain. I mean, basically his character is that he ends up buying the circus because he wants more money, and then because it wasn't really going the way he wants, it just kind of goes against him, basically. And that's basically his intentions. There isn't really much else to him wanting to be a villain. And just him as a villain is just very poorly written and really bland, and there's just nothing special, really. The cinematography in this movie is especially awful. I mean, there are so many camera shots in this movie that just are awful. I mean, there are many times where you can see where they use a shot that's like really far away from it, like the scene in where Max was introducing things in the circus, and when Max and Van Veer had a conversation. I mean, they didn't really shoot those scenes very well. They just used shots from like really far away. They makes it really hard to see, and it's just really bad and really poorly done. And there's Baby Mine in this movie that is really bad in this movie. I think they really butchered it big time. I mean, in the person who's saying it just did not sing it very well, and honestly, it felt badly timed in this movie. They used it like after people were making fun of him. It just feels a bit badly timed here, and I feel like they timed it a bit better in the original one, and it also was sang a bit better in the original, and that's just the problem with this song. It's just totally sang and badly timed. So overall, Dumbo 2019 was a really bad remake, significantly worse from the original from 1941, and just overall a really bad movie. So I'm gonna give Dumbo 2019 a 3 out of 10. That was my review of Dumbo 2019. What are your thoughts on Dumbo 2019? Tell me in the comments below, and I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.